Alright, what is up? Hope you guys are doing alright with the volatility we're having in crypto right now. And I would have uploaded a video this weekend, but I was actually away on a church retreat. We were over at the Grand Canyon doing some adventures and whatnot. Didn't really have much cell service and no computer to look at order flow or any of that. So, yeah, I would have made an emergency update video on Saturday and Sunday and whatnot, but wasn't able to do it. But here now, looking at the charts, and I'll give you guys a breakdown of what I think is happening. So, let's get into it. Now, unfortunately, we did do what I really did not want to see happen on the chart, which was break that daily EMA. The reasoning for breaking it is what makes me kind of optimistic, right? It was a news event, World War III, right? And while I do think a World War III scenario is definitely on the horizon, pricing it in right now, while it's definitely a possibility, I don't think it's the most likely thing that's happening. I think while there is a lot of de-risking in the markets, I also think there's a lot of shorts coming in from retail. And the fact that there's no real need for markets to collapse right now, right? We're not seeing nuclear bombs being dropped around the world. There hasn't been any real escalation other than just a kind of an attack out of the blue, like when Hamas attacked, right? I would frame this as similar to when Hamas invaded Israel, and we all know that that did not, affect markets in the long term, right? We're much higher than we were when that happened. I would expect us to squeeze shorts here. But let's go ahead. Let's just talk about, the charts. Let's just get into what needs to happen, right? We got 2 hours on this daily close here. We're sitting below the EMA, so it doesn't look great, right? You can see, and if we go back into previous bulls, right, you can see 2021, we never broke this daily EMA all the way from the bear market range. 2017, we did actually fake out this EMA earlier on, right? But as soon as we got up into the extension, we never got under it. So you could say, we're in some sort of area like this, and I could, that'd be valid, right? That we're just that early in the cycle and we still have this massive bull off top ahead of us. Definitely possible. But you can go all the way back to 2013. You can go all the way back to the beginning of when Bitcoin was on exchanges. We never broke daily EMAs during a bull run, so it is a little bit concerning that we have broken that daily EMA, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's it's definitely not a guarantee that we can't break them. You can see over here when the ETF launched, we got a fake out under it, and then got back above it and went off from there. So we could see a very similar thing happen. So since it deviated, right, we got to stay vigilant. This is not a normal cycle, right? We all know it's not a normal cycle, and now that we have flipped into bearish structure, make sure we're watching levels on the short term and make sure stuff doesn't get broken that should not get broken, such as total 3 right here. This wick on total 3 should not get broken, right? Is it possible to sweep down and break it? Yeah, anything's possible, but I really don't want to see a lower level on the total 3 here, right? I want to see this wick hold. If we make a lower low than that, especially if it's not a wick, that would definitely worry me. But let's go ahead and jump into Bitcoin on the short term, and let's see what we got going on in the chart very locally. And the fact that we're coming down right now is actually fine with me. I want this level to get swept. So you can see that after we had this wick down, we went ahead and we swept the level I was really looking to get swept this whole time. I had said since we made this low here, I didn't like the fact that it wicked down to the golden pocket, filled all the long positions, and then never came back and took that liquidity. That kind of worried me. And now we have gone ahead and we swept straight through it, right? And we claimed over it, right? We even swept this low here. So there's no more longs in the market from back here. If we go ahead, we'll look at open interest later, and I'll show you just how many longs are out of the market right now. We swept everything, which is great because the shorts are still open, right? There's still a ton of shorts open. Yes, we did go ahead. If we look at the top side of things, we did sweep this level here, right? Swept that level. We swept all the shorts from this range, but there's a ton of shorts that opened up here, right? Tons and tons of shorts that opened up there, as well as there's a ton of shorts that had their stops up in this range here. So tons of shorts up above the highs, like billions of dollars worth of shorts I was seeing. So that tells me not to worry right now. A reason that I never sold anything is because we never saw the altcoin season at the highs, right? In every other cycle, you see alts go crazy at the highs on Bitcoin. That didn't happen. It actually looks much more similar to still where I think we are in the market, which is this area right here for comparing to last cycle, which in that area, right, we talked about this in the last video, but it was actually down here on total 3, right? We were still in massive accumulation, still just trading sideways, going down, sweeping lows, scaring the market participants during this time. Now, as you can see, when we make these lows, right, we shouldn't break them, right? And that's what I'm gonna be watching for on the altcoin market, right? We make a low, come back up, and it's still higher lows, right? It's slow accumulation, but still higher lows throughout this. If we were to come down and break this low, that's not good, right? This low right here needs to hold, but that's perfectly fine, right? We could trade sideways for a long time. It's fine, as long as this low does not get broken. If we go ahead and we look at trading light, this is where we're going to be able to see the actual order flow. And if we look at open interest here, right, this is the amount of positions open in the market. This was the level I was looking to come down to, right? This yellow line that would have reset the open interest. We were able to do it somewhat back over here without sweeping. So I thought, okay, well, that's probably good to go. But then we got this massive World War III scare and just nuked straight through it. And we are now at interest levels that we haven't seen since the ETF launch, right? So if we let this load for a second, you can see when we had this ETF sell the news event, this is where we reset open interest to, and we're actually a little bit lower than that reset. So there are not many longs in the market right now. This is bullish. Everyone is just shorting the market right now, and I think eventually you're going to get a squeeze. So yeah, at any point now we can see Bitcoin start marching up, and those shorts are going to liquidate, and they are going to force price up extremely quickly, right? Even if the market is not bullish, any institution, whale, even retail itself can long this market and start creating cascading liquidations. I'm waiting for alt season, right? I'm waiting for XRP to go to the moon, right? I'm waiting for these indicators of tops to come in, which we haven't really seen yet. The one thing that did scare me is we had a dog with hat, right? We had the WIF coin going to $4.5 billion market cap. That was a massive top indicator, right? I should have seen that and kind of taken some off the table, right? That was a big indication that there's a large correction incoming. Normally in full bull momentum, especially nowadays with the amount of retail that loves the meme coins, you're gonna see those coins hit tens of billions of dollars, as well as your altcoins are going to see tens of billions of dollars, which we just haven't really seen yet. I mean, we had Solana do very, very well, but there are a lot of alts that just didn't go as high as I would have expected, right? There's a lot of altcoins that aren't getting listed on exchanges yet, like Caspa, which I do expect, those exchange listings to come in. Like Tensor got listed on Binance. I think that's a coin that's going to tens of billions of dollars in market cap, potentially even $100 billion market cap, right? There's a lot more upside for these altcoins that need to happen before I would expect the market to be topped. And the fact that these coins weren't rallying while Bitcoin was trading sideways up here tells me that that was not the top. If this was a topping structure, this was distribution, altcoins should have been running throughout this entire range, but instead you saw altcoin making lower highs throughout this range. And to give you an example of that, we come over here to 2021, and we can see the topping structure for Bitcoin back in 2021. It took a very long time. This was from March 13th to May 8th. Right, we come over here to total 3. Let me get rid of this squiggle here. We go from March 13th, that's going to be in this range here, to May 8th, that's right up here at the top. While Bitcoin traded sideways, you saw alts do this. Right, that looks nothing like what happened in the market locally. If that was really the top for Bitcoin, you would have seen alts go absolutely parabolic within this range and make some sort of topping structure after Bitcoin had already fallen, right? And that's just not what we saw here at all on the charts, right? So that's my biggest indication that, like, hey, that's just not the top, right? There's no way in the world that was the top with the altcoin market not running. That's just historically has never happened. I'm still very optimistic on the market right now. I will say, if we jump over here to do the S&P, right? The S&P looks terrible on a daily time frame, right? And this is already closed on the day, so this daily close looks like it's about to start a falling knife. But again, if this is the top, it's not just going to fall because there are so many shorts in the market. we would at least see something like this play out, right? Take out all those shorts, and then finally roll over. So would I be surprised if we do start distributing here? Absolutely not. My thesis is that the S&P is kind of top, but what I expect this time is that while the S&P distributes, Bitcoin and altcoins go on a massive tear, and we have the dot-com bubble for crypto, while stocks kind of stall, and then it all comes crashing down, either after elections or whenever the Fed decides to cut. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the market right now. I'm holding, haven't sold anything. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, right? Join us on the Discord, links in the description below, and I will see you all on the next one.